Hey guys, Dr. Justin Marcagiani here. We're going to be doing a quick video today on how the mitochondria works, how it produces energy. We did a video before this talking about 5 strategies to improve your mitochondrial function. We're going to look under the hood and see what's happening. Again, please hit that like button, helps the search algorithm. Comments down below, love to hear it. All right, let's dive in. So first off, what's your mitochondria? So you can see your mitochondria is part of your cell that generates ATP, right? Energy, adenosine triphosphate. There's 2 major processes that's happening inside the mitochondria. We have the Krebs cycle generating ATP, and we have the electron transport chain generating ATP. Now, there's a setup that happens before everything goes into the mitochondria and funnels down. We'll talk about this first part here as well as the second part in depth. I just kind of want to outline it. The mitochondria really is this last part where the electron transport chain and the Krebs cycle are happening. So first off, let's kind of break things down big picture. So on one side of the fence, we're taking glucose, we're breaking it down. Lysis means to break or to cut, right? Anytime you see lysis, that's to break. So you're breaking down glucose, you generate ATP with that, 2 ATP on the glycolysis side. You also have, and then in the mitochondria, each time it goes around twice, you're generating 2 ATP. And then you collect a whole bunch of hydrogens here on the Krebs cycle side, and that gets funneled down into the electron transport chain. And this is where the lion's share, 34 ATP, actually happened there. Just an FYI, just so you guys can kind of visualize that and see what's happening on that perspective. Now, big picture though, if you look over here, you only see glucose coming down and generating ATP, but we're actually extracting energy from protein. Amino acids also enter the Krebs cycle via acetyl-CoA. Fats as well, they get converted to fatty acids, and that goes into the Krebs cycle via acetyl-CoA. And then carbs. So we have protein, fat, and carbs all funneling in and going down into the citric acid cycle. Now, really important here, just so you guys can see, we have our carbs, we have our proteins, we have our fats that funnels into acetyl-CoA. Now, a couple things here. Beta oxidation also happens. That's where we take fatty acids. We can convert them to acetyl-CoA. But before we even go into the Krebs cycle, right? Krebs cycle and citric acid cycle are the same thing, just so you know. We can skip that and we can actually generate ketones, right? Ketogenesis, right? Genesis is to form, lysis is to break, called beta hydroxybutyrate. So you can actually skip this whole process of energy by just keeping your carbs in check and generating ketones. Ketones are an alternative fuel source. When people's brains start to become insulin resistant and they can't generate or they can't burn glucose for fuel because they're having Alzheimer's/dementia, there's studies that getting ketones up is an alternative fuel source and can turn the brain back on. So ketogenesis and ketones is another fuel source that you can sidestep the whole entire mitochondrial cascade as well. So we have carbs, proteins, and fats. Acetyl-CoA funnels down into the Krebs cycle, and you can see all the nutrients that are needed. So you need, for instance, glutathione, you need iron, really important. You need magnesium, you need manganese, you need B1, B2, B3, CoQ10, and of course, like things like fluoride and mercury and aluminum all impact it. That's why we want to be eating organic and be eating clean, because a lot of these compounds, these toxins can really stress it out. It's very important. And so each time around the Krebs cycle we we essentially spit out 4 NADHs and 1 FADH2. So it's 8, because we crank it around twice. So we generate 8 NADHs and 2 FADH2s. And these compounds right here, they basically peel off their hydrogens, they give away their hydrogens and dump it into the electron transport chain below. So we crank around here once, we generate 4 NADHs and 4 NADHs and 1 NADH2. The second time, now we're at 8. Just an FYI, just so you guys can visualize what's happening there on that front. Okay, very important. I want to just see if I have another good slide on this. Okay, good. Excellent. Yep, that makes sense. We hit that. All right. And so these H's now hydrogens now go into the electron transport chain, and we generate more ATP. And you can see here what's happening is a little bit of the ATP comes in the form of glycolysis. a little bit in the form of the Krebs cycle, and most comes from the electron transport chain. So about 38 ATP are occurring. And it's important that nutrients are required to make this happen. You can see there's a lot of oxidative stress that happens here, a lot of free radicals that happen in the electron transport chain. They're formed in the electron transport chain. And so we need antioxidants. That's why on my last video, I talked about oxidative stress and requiring antioxidants like vitamin C, curcumin, resveratrol, green tea, vitamin A, vitamin E could all be beneficial because it can buffer a lot of the oxidative stress that happens. Glutathione is a powerful one. That's why sulfur amino acids are so important, because sulfur amino acids are the building block of glutathione, and glutathione is the master antioxidant. And that really helps buffer a lot of the oxidative stress in the electron transport chain. Now, on organic acid testing, we'll run this marker here called 8-hydroxy-2-deoxyguanosine, and we'll see that high in some people. And if we see it high, we'll try to add in more of these antioxidants to buffer this stress. So just kind of recapping, y'all, we have glycolysis happening on the outside. Now we can have fatty acids and ketones on the outside as well. Once we get into the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, we move that Krebs cycle around twice. We generate 8 NADHs, 2 FADH2, and then we go into the electron transport chain. We dump all of our hydrogens. We dump the hydrogens from our NADH and our FADH2. That should be FADH2 there. I'm not sure why it doesn't say that. And those hydrogens go into the electron transport chain and go through the different steps here. And then that's where most of our ATP is, 34. So we have 2 up here, 2 down here, and 2 on the electron transport chain side. So 38. So hope that makes sense, guys. Again, here's the benefit. You don't have to know about any of this stuff to benefit and to improve your energy. That's like the best thing. This is what's happening in your cells. But the question becomes, what do you do in your life to improve your energy so you feel great and so you have good mood and you can function well, right? And so this is what's happening at a cellular level inside. But in the end, it really just comes down to you putting the right food in your body, you managing stress, you taking the right supplements just so you can optimize your performance and feel great. So recapping again, protein, fats, carbs. This is going to be the most important part, getting your protein, fats, and carbs dialed in. And then the rest will come down to good supplementation, managing your stress so you can feel great and have good optimal energy. Hope this makes sense, y'all. If you guys want to dive in deeper, there'll be links down below where you can reach out if you need more support. All right, have a good one. Take care. Bye.